There is a city in China, about 100 kilometers southwest of Beijing, that did not exist 10 years ago. Not a town that grew, not a suburb that expanded, built from a blank field of farmland. By 2024, it has working subway lines, hospitals, schools, a high-speed rail station that connects it to Beijing in 50 minutes, and approximately 1 million people already living there. By full build-out, it will be a megacity of 5 million people, bigger than Chicago, built from nothing, in a single decade. Xiong'an is the most extraordinary thing China has built this century, and it's only one of 8 Chinese urban projects that have no equivalent anywhere else on Earth. Coming up at number 2, a city built on a mountain, where the metro train runs through people's apartment buildings on the 6th floor while they're cooking dinner inside. 8 projects. None of them have a Western equivalent. Let's start at number 8. Number 8, Tianfu Avenue, Chengdu. How long is the longest road in your city? 5 kilometers? 10? 20? Tianfu Avenue is 150 kilometers long, 93 miles, a single urban road. That doesn't connect one city to another, it connects 4 cities to each other. Daxing, Chengdu, Meishan, Renshu, all on the same road, all sharing one central axis. To put that into perspective, if you took the longest avenue in any Western capital and laid it end-to-end 7 times, you would still be shorter than Tianfu Avenue. And here's the part that's hard to understand. According to Baidu's Tianfu Avenue documentation, this isn't a highway, it's a city street, 16 lanes at points, sculpture installations between the carriageways, urban forest parks running parallel, cycling paths, pedestrian routes, the way the Champs-Élysées runs through Paris. But for 150 kilometers straight. The full extension was completed in 2022. Chengdu doesn't treat Tianfu Avenue as a road, they treat it as the spine. Everything else in the city is planned around it, and the design philosophy behind it, a Chinese national framework called Park City, is going to come back at the end of this video, in a way that connects directly to the city we just opened with. So that's what going long looks like. Now go up. Number 7. The Huangjuewan Interchange, Chongqing. If you've ever seen a viral photo of a road tangled into a 5-level pretzel rising out of a Chinese city, you've seen Huangjuewan, 5 levels stacked vertically, 20 separate ramps, 8 different directions. Locals call it the GPS killer. And it's not a nickname. According to multiple Chinese state media reports, drivers regularly miss their exit at Huangjuewan, not because they're inattentive, but because their navigation app cannot accurately determine which level of the interchange they are physically on. Taxi drivers in Chongqing have made it part of their professional reputation to navigate Huangjuewan without GPS at all. Why does this thing exist? Chongqing is built on mountains, vertical strata of granite and limestone with a river cutting through the bottom. There is no flat land, so Chinese engineers did the only thing left to do. They went up 5 levels of road on top of each other, threading the city's traffic through the rock. There is no equivalent interchange in any Western city, not in scale, not in vertical density, not in the engineering nerve required to build it. Now, while Huangjuewan moves cars through 5 vertical levels, what comes next moves 72 million people a year through a single building. Number 6. Beijing Daxing International Airport. It's shaped like a starfish, 6 terminal arms radiating from a central hub, designed by the late Zaha Hadid, built in just under 5 years on a flat agricultural plain south of Beijing. The numbers are difficult to take in. 700,000 square meters of terminal under one roof, larger than Monaco. 80 boarding gates. And here's the design constraint that drove everything else. The maximum walk from check-in to any gate across the entire building is 8 minutes. 8 minutes from arrival to gate in an airport designed for 100 million passengers a year. Now I'll be honest about something. Chinese megaprojects get announced with fanfare. A lot of them get scaled back. Some come in years late. A few never open at all. The press release isn't the building. The opening day is the building. Daxing actually opened. Everything in this video actually opened. But the ones that get announced and then quietly disappear are the ones nobody makes a video about. Daxing opened. And here's what surprises most people. It's already China's 2nd largest airport. The largest is the older Beijing capital. Combined, they make Beijing the busiest airport city on the planet. From an airport you can walk across in 8 minutes, to a port where you don't need to walk at all. Number 5. The Yangshan Phase 4 Terminal, Shanghai. Yangshan is one of the busiest ports on Earth, 40 million shipping containers a year. It sits on a small set of islands in Huangjuewan Bay, connected to mainland Shanghai by a 32-kilometer bridge. And on the most advanced section of that port, no human has worked on the dock since December 10, 2017. Let me say that again, I had to read it twice myself. At the world's busiest container terminal, no human has set foot on the working dock in over 8 years. According to Shanghai International Port Group's published operational records, the Phase 4 terminal runs entirely on automation. 26 bridge cranes lift containers off ships without human operators. 120 automated vehicles move them across the dock without drivers. The terminal is run from a glass-walled control room kilometers away. A small team of engineers watches the system. They do not touch it. 6 million containers a year, day and night, with no people on the ground. That was halfway. The next 4 are where this stops being about engineering at all. There's a city ahead that exploded from a fishing village in 40 years. There's a bridge ahead that crosses 55 kilometers of open sea. And there's the city we teased at the start, built sideways across a mountain, where train tracks run through buildings on the 6th floor. That's coming at number 2. Stay with us. Number 4, Shenzhen. In 1979, Shenzhen was a fishing village of approximately 30,000 people across the bay from Hong Kong. It had no skyline, no subway, no airport. Most residents farmed rice or fished. Today, Shenzhen has 17 million people. According to United Nations urbanization data, it is the fastest growing major city in human history. 40 years, village to megacity. And here's what those 40 years actually produced. Shenzhen is now home to Huawei's global headquarters, Tencent's headquarters, BYD's headquarters, DJI's headquarters. The 4 together represent a meaningful percentage of global consumer technology output. The city's total economic output now exceeds Hong Kong's in absolute terms. Its skyline contains 4 of the world's 100 tallest buildings. 40 years ago, this was rice paddies. Today, it manufactures the smartphone in your pocket, the drone over the wedding you went to last summer, and the electric bus driving down a street in Bogota. If Shenzhen is what happens when one city explodes from a fishing village in 40 years, what's coming next is what happens when you decide to physically connect 3 cities across an ocean. Number 3, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macau Bridge. Imagine driving across open sea for 55 kilometers, then dropping 6.5 kilometers into an undersea tunnel, then surfacing on a man-made island that didn't exist before construction started, then continuing across more bridge to arrive in a different territory. That's the daily commute from Hong Kong to Zhuhai. According to the Hong Kong Highways Department, the bridge tunnel island system is 55 kilometers long, took 9 years to build, cost approximately $20 billion, opened in October 2018. The undersea tunnel section was built so international shipping channels through the Pearl River Delta could remain open above. 2 artificial islands constructed at sea, so the bridge could descend and re-emerge, without disrupting one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. There is nothing comparable. The closest Western analog is the Öresund Bridge between Denmark and Sweden, 15 kilometers long. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau system is more than 3.5 times that distance, and combines bridge, tunnel, and engineered ocean islands into one structure. And that brings us to the city we teased at the start of this video, the one where the trains run through people's apartment buildings. Number 2, Chongqing's vertical urbanism. Chongqing is built on mountains, but unlike most mountain cities, Chongqing didn't try to flatten the geography. They built into it, through it, around it, over it. Metro Line 2 famously runs directly through a residential apartment building at Liziba Station. The train enters one side of the building on the 6th floor, passes through the structure, and exits the other side. Residents on the floors above and below the train continue cooking dinner, watching television, going to bed, while millions of people pass through their building each year. The Hongyedong Stilt House complex on the Yangtze River cliff face has 11 levels of buildings stacked vertically against the rock. Each level is a different street. Visitors regularly enter at level 1, walk up internal staircases for 10 minutes, and emerge onto a road that's also street level. And the Raffles City complex at the confluence of the Yangtze and Jialing rivers has a horizontal skyscraper, a building running sideways across the tops of 4 vertical towers, 300 meters above the ground. Chongqing has more than 32 million people across the wider municipality. Urban planning publications regularly describe it as the most three-dimensionally dense major city on Earth. And finally, we come back to where this video started. Number 1. Xiong'an New Area. In April 2017, the Chinese government made an announcement. Approximately 100 kilometers southwest of Beijing, in a flat agricultural region of Hebei province, they would build an entirely new city, from nothing, for 5 million people, designed to be the future of Chinese urban life. And the most extraordinary thing isn't the announcement, it's what happened in the 7 years that followed. By 2024, Xiong'an has a functioning subway, over 200 completed buildings, a high-speed rail station that connects it to Beijing in 50 minutes, hospitals, schools, public parks, approximately 1 million residents already living there, and a master plan that calls for 5 million by the next decade. 5 million people, larger than Chicago, larger than Houston and Phoenix combined, built on land that, in the lifetime of most people watching this video, was farmland. The city is being constructed around 3 principles: underground utilities, driverless transport, and a 50-50 split between built environment and ecological reserve. According to the Xiong'an New Area master plan, half of the city's land area is being preserved as forest, lake, and wetland, permanently, by design. The other half contains all the homes, offices, schools, and hospitals. And here's the thread that runs through this entire video. The design philosophy behind Tianfu Avenue at the start of this list, a Chinese national framework called Park City, is the same philosophy driving Xiong'an. The same idea: build the natural environment into the city, not around it. Make the green space load-bearing. Make the road part of the park, not separate from it. Tianfu Avenue is the Park City idea applied to a single road. Xiong'an is the same idea applied to an entire metropolis from scratch. Different cities, different decades, same philosophy made physical. You've been watching one Chinese vision of what a 21st century city should look like, applied at 8 different scales. From a road that connects 4 existing cities, to a city built from a blank field, that will, by the end of this decade, be larger than Chicago. 8 projects. None of them have a Western equivalent. Some are about scale, some are about speed, some are about engineering audacity that didn't seem possible until China decided to build it anyway. Which one would change your country the most if it was built there? Tianfu Avenue cutting end to end through your home country? Daxing Airport replacing your nearest international hub? A from-scratch city of 5 million people, built outside your capital in less than 10 years? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. And before you go, if you want to see the 8 Chinese megaprojects we're covering next week, including the bridge so high airliners have to fly around it, make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.